Maxima, how are you doing? You are as ever welcome, Alia. I do not believe I have met all your comrades. Nope. Hi, Lucia. Alia, allow me to personally thank you for your assistance during the recent Void Sand incursion. Your actions saved many. What brings you here today? Pray forgive us for not sending word in advance, Commander, but we seek your cooperation in a matter of great import. My sister is in the 13th. We need to go there, and we need to use the Tower of Babil. Indeed. We appreciate you consulting with us instead of taking unilateral action. It's no simple matter to activate the Tower of Babil, and I speak not only of the technological challenges. Personally, I think we must consider the emotional impact of such an action above all else. Yeah. Though we have yet to establish a governing body, we provisionally refer to those who remain here as the Garlean community. As you would expect, they are predominantly native Garleans, most of whom are uncomfortable with ethereal manipulation. AKA, they don't like magic. Yes, we know. To compound matters, the trauma inflicted by Anima is still fresh. If the tower were to suddenly light up again, it's like to cause distress and reopen old wounds. Better that than facing a mass invasion by Gobez and his Void Sand hordes, surely? Of course, we acknowledge the gravity of the situation, as well as the promised bloodshed should we fail to act. Yet, even were we to convey a warning to the public, many simply do not understand the workings of magic or the rift. They will struggle to comprehend why they must be forced to relive personal horrors for the sake of something they cannot imagine. What's there to imagine? Haven't these people seen Void Sand with their own eyes? Good question, actually. Let us suppose you encounter someone who is freezing in this cold. A natural thing to do might be to make them a fire, yes? But what if that person's sole experience with fire was being badly burned by it, and they harbored an acute fear? Despite the benefits, nay, the necessity of the warmth you offer, they may flee on instinct, or worse, misinterpret your actions for aggression and lash out. So, like the fire that torments this individual, the Tower of Babil torments the people of Garlemald. Yet we cannot afford to falter here. We must find a way to help them overcome their fear. I agree. To that end, the contingent will assist however we can. We should speak with Alphino and Elise. With the rapport they have established with the Garlean people, I dare say they can provide us with valuable insights. Yeah! Let's go to my children. In the meantime, Urianger, might I ask that you remain here to oversee the technical aspects of the tower's activation? Oh, Eulus! Are you happy to see Zero? Look who I brought! Look, I brought Zero with me. Are you happy? Of all the things... Oh, he's not happy about the tower, though. I'm glad to see you, Alia. Ritra has explained our present dilemma. It's no unfounded concern that the Garleans might take poorly to the reactivation of the Tower of Babil. That's putting it mildly. Many would be up in arms over it. Trust in the Isleworth contingent is fragile enough. We need to tread lightly, or we risk jeopardizing everything we have achieved. Trust again. Well, it seems to me there is naught for it but to speak with the people. Rather than harping on about the necessity of the plan, we need to lend an ear to their concerns. Then, perhaps, we can begin working towards a compromise. In that case, I'll take you to meet the community leaders. They are at a station called Senatus, near the Senaculum Imperialis. I would be honored to speak with them, though it would be prudent to learn where people elsewhere stand as well. But that I will leave to the others, save Zero. Might you accompany me? I'm sure those in Tupper's Den will have their own opinions. Alphino, if I may drag you along? Tertium, we leave to you. You're no stranger to the people here, so it should take little prodding to convince them to speak freely. Oh, except that one woman. Then it's settled. Once you have learned what you can, let's all meet in Forum Solius, where we will have what I hope is a productive discussion. By except for one woman, I mean the one that when we first came here, we talked to, and she was like, "You killed everyone in Praetorium, I was there!" And I was like, "Well, lady, you were invading my homeland. What are you talking about?" Activate the Tower of Babil? Are you out of your mind? That abomination transformed my friends and family into monsters. I can't even bear to look at it whenever I step outside. If you want to do something for us, tear the bloody thing down. This did not start very well. I can't blame them, though. That tower isn't right, I tell you. All those magics! Years ago, when I lived in the provinces, the locals razed our village to the ground with the stuff. Made things appear and disappear and fly and burn. Can still see it when I close my eyes. You have done us a good turn, dear, but let's not talk about that tower any longer. It's unnatural. They don't like magic at all. They are very afraid of magic as well. No, stop it! The tower is evil! It will turn us all evil! I don't want to hear it! Leave me alone! We have a big problem. The Tower of Babil? But what's it got to do with Void Sand? I can't say I understand. Still, your people have done much and more for us, Garleans. If you say it's necessary, then that's good enough for me. Oh, thank you! Whatever its present state, the Imperial Palace was once the pride of Garlemald. I mean no disrespect to you and yours, but shouldn't the Garlean people be its caretakers instead of foreigners? Though if we dared speak thus to some of the contingent, they might make assumptions. Cut our rations or worse. No, forget I said anything, please. Why would they cut off your Girl! Wait, Zero, are you alone here? Where's Varshahn? Well, everyone would be here anyway. Ulysses is on his way with the others. I hope you find the people more receptive than we did. No, not really. Alia, may I present to you Lord Mettius and Mettius, magistrates of our political council. They have been spearheading the efforts to establish a new system of government here. When we raised the subject of the Tower of Babil, they insisted that we speak no further until joined by representatives of the Inzobart contingent. I see Alphino and Alize have yet to arrive though, so perhaps we should wait. It doesn't matter if only some of you are present. We simply wish to make one thing perfectly clear. The tower is the manifestation of Garlean ingenuity and authority. It was once the abode of the imperial family, and it will forever bear tremendous cultural significance. It's insulting enough that we have had to suffer foreigners occupying it under the guise of rendering aid, and now you propose reactivating it? Nay, we have had enough. Are you serious? The Garlemald of old may have fallen, but she fell in civil war, to her own people, not to Eorzea nor any other land. We came here to assert our unequivocal claim to our territory. Garlemald and all that lies within her bounds is beholden to no one.
Well, I say that we let the Void Sand invade Garlemald, destroy it completely, and then just defeat the Void Sand.
I don't want any more Garlean blood on my hands.
It's not on your hands. It's on their hands.
I would let it happen. It would still be on my hands. Nobody is taking your land and claiming it as theirs, dude. Stop it. Garlemald is yours, seriously. Take it, like there's nothing left, but... Since their excellencies are resolved to negotiate with the contingent, I will escort them to Tertium. I'll also instruct Alphino and Alize to meet us there. Lord Mettius, Lord Mettius, By your leave, my comrades and I would speak with the residents of Senatus. Though the Isobat contingent holds the Tower of Babil, it's I who wishes for it to be reactivated, and thus I think it meet that I be present for this discussion. Yet my understanding of your people's hardships, of their hopes and desires, of their dreams for the future, is sorely lacking. In my ignorance, I would struggle to contribute. Lest you worry, I will not plead our case to the community in your absence. I wish only to identify common ground, upon which we might build a relationship that sees us overcome our differences. Very well. But know that the guards will not hesitate to escort you from the premises should they judge your actions to be inappropriate. If it's settled then, you should all head to Senatus. I'll join you there after I see their excellencies safely to Tertium. Here it is, Senatus. A temporary refuge for political dignitaries, hence the tight security. I'm given to understand that outsiders are not normally permitted so much as a glimpse inside. We should consider ourselves fortunate to be given this opportunity. I hope it will be worth the trouble. As do I, Zero. As do I. To begin, I propose we split up and ask the residents for their views on the Isobat contingent and the current state of affairs. You would also do well to learn more about this enclave itself. Should you observe anything of note, pray keep it in mind. It's through open hearts and open minds that I believe we may yet convince their leaders to work with us for the greater good. Crates. What's in those crates? The stockpile of assorted supplies bears markings indicating they were provided by the Isobat contingent. The Enclave is clearly reliant upon the Alliance for aid. You want to know what I think? I'm a soldier. I try not to think about politics at all. I'll say this much. Our leaders labor to preserve our culture, our way of life. What remains of it, at any rate. I trust them to do what's best for Garlemald. There's a barrel of cerulean. You recognize the large casks as the very same you and your comrades used to transport cerulean from Lepis Manalis. Why they're in Senatus is unclear. How do I feel about the contingent? Conflicted, to say the least. I have been tasked with the distribution of supplies, and I know as well as any that we couldn't survive without outside aid. Be that as it may, even though the Empire has collapsed, we have our pride. People don't want to be beholden to others forever, and there is no denying that it chafes to see our benefactors occupying the Imperial Palace. Finished touring the Enclave, have you? What were you able to learn? Oh, well, they know that they need our help, but they're not really very happy about it. Much the same as me, then. They accept the contingent's help out of necessity, and harbor a measure of resentment. They have only themselves to blame. If they don't like the bargain, they should reject it. How many times must I tell you? It's absolutely out of the question! What? What's going on? Yeah, I'm asking the same, Eulus. What's going on? We were wondering the very same. We came running when we heard shouting. Is aught the matter? Oh, no, I was just trying to explain. Mayhap you can clear this up. The contingent has made a reasonable request, but this man insists that it's impossible. It concerns the magitech weapons which run rampant throughout Regio Urbanissima. Every time we deliver supplies here, we have to dispatch extra men to defend against potential attacks. To address the issue once and for all, we have proposed the elimination of all machina that loiter near the supply route. But you heard of him. They refused to even consider it. The magistrates have already spoken on this matter. Rampant or no, those war machina are guardian assets. Furthermore, who is to say they are as dangerous as you attest? Excuse me? It has been suggested that this could be a pretext to scavenge magitech material for your own ends. I know not if that's the case, but the fact remains. We cannot allow you to destroy them. More speculation by the magistrates, I presume. Ridiculous, but they have spoken, and unless we want to inflame tensions further, there's naught we can do.
I told you, leave them to their own demise.
No.
Retreat the troops, stop the transports.
Yeah, and make the normal people suffer just because of a few idiots?
They can move.
How?
Go to Gridania.
Do you honestly think Gridanian people will be really happy about receiving Garleans? They didn't even let Alamegans in. The Elementals didn't let Alamegans in. You know the reason? Because of the Autumn War that they had so much time ago. And suffer Ul'dah.
Then go to Limsa. Limsa houses many weird people.
I have a better idea. They can come and live on my island. Okay. How complicated relations become when not grounded in a clear and equitable arrangement. An equitable arrangement, of course! Well, I do understand the difficulty of your position. As a soldier, you must do your duty and obey your superiors. I have an idea, but I must first speak with Commander Lucia. May I take charge of this matter? By all means. Yeah, just say what's on your mind, dude. Yeah, okay. Let us return to Camp Broken Glass, where we might discuss a solution I believe will satisfy all parties. Well, he knows about government stuff, so he would probably offer something nice. Welcome back, all of you. I pray there have been positive developments in your efforts to appeal to the Garlean community. Mayhap not yet, but there is a method by which I believe all stand to gain. As satrap, I intend to propose a trade agreement between Radz-at-Han and the people of Garlemald. Please continue. The people of this nation have lived through its collapse and more, yet they have chosen to remain, for it is their home. That they have been able to survive thus far is thanks to the Ilzabat contingent, or rather, in less flattering terms, they are entirely at your mercy. Despite your noble intentions, this one-sided relationship has fueled feelings of frustration and resentment. It's no surprise that some Garleans are loath to engage with foreigners, for fear of indebting themselves further, or surrendering more of their already limited autonomy. That's why I wish to present them with an equitable arrangement. One that would restore to them a sense of agency after having been forced to rely upon charity. Easier said than done. What exactly did you have in mind? Long have Garlemald and Radz-at-Han abided by a treaty of non-interference. Freely have we traded with one another, but I wish but continue in this tradition. We would provide your people with such supplies as you require, in return for which you would grant us leave to use the Tower of Babil, as well as share your magitech resources and expertise. As we become more reliant upon your technologies, we will of course require more ceruleum to fuel them. This you possess in abundance, and for it you will be duly compensated. Radz-at-Han's culture will be enriched by your magitech wonders, and our ever-increasing demand for your wares will see Garlemald grow wealthy and prosperous. Only when both sides keep the interests of the other in mind can an equitable relationship be forged. It's a principle I once thought I understood, but have come to appreciate all the more in recent days, thanks to the sage counsel of a friend from beyond the rift. Oh. Your Excellency, thank you for your careful consideration of Garlemald's future. Though I cannot speak for every Garlean, I myself see no reason to object to your proposal. Indeed, if Radz-at-Han were to make the initiative, other nations may follow suit and seek to normalize trade relations with us. If you see the sense in my proposal, then I ask you to join me in the negotiations at Tertium. Your support may be instrumental in winning over Lord Mettius and Mettius. By all means, go with them. I have matters here well in hand. I have learned all that I may regarding the tower's operations, so I too shall hie me to Tertium. crowd you may have brought, but numbers will not intimidate us. The Tower of Babil is ours by rights, and nothing you do will convince us otherwise. Rest assured, it's not our intent to infringe upon the rights of the people of Garlemald. Let us instead discuss the future. As the satrap of Radz-at-Han, I wish to establish a new trade agreement between our nations. The aid we presently receive will not last forever, my lords. Sooner or later we must stand on our own 2 feet. But to do so, we must secure a means to replenish our coffers, and the proposed agreement presents a rare opportunity. It's true we do not want for Magitech and Ceruleum, and foreign currency will be needed to procure such things as we lack. It would depend on the precise terms, but I can see the merits. What? I can't believe what I'm hearing! You served the Emperor! We're a proud patriot! Yet now you entertain selling national resources like a common merchant? Oh boy. Like you, I weep for what we have lost. But if we are to rebuild Garlemald, we must make use of what precious few assets remain to us. Nonsense! Utter nonsense! You're a traitor, Neas, and there will be a reckoning! Oh yes, when the people of Senatus learn of this, they will cry out for your blood! Really, dude? Lord Mettius, wait! It isn't safe out there! Am I looking like I should go after him, or am I looking like let him go? I'm not entirely sure. To the best of my knowledge, Lord Mettius is a civil servant with no combat experience. Should he meet with misfortune, he may fare poorly. Yeah, we gotta go after him.
Let's wait here for a while.
You want him dead? No.
I don't want him dead.
Just mauled a little?
Maimed or seriously injured.
Are you Dobby? I know a reference when I hear one.